Shoutout. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
What's up, Armchair Benchwarmers? I'm your co-host. My name is Cams, a.k.a. the Brown Film Buff, a.k.a. podcaster of West Auckland.
You know what it is. Honey, no intro, man. Look, if you've been following us, you know I go by the name of Urza. Welcome.
And I'm Brian, the cup shaker.
Yes, welcome.
Katoa,
Welcome.
man. I'm Katoa.
Oh, man, what a week, man. What a week, but man, it's been awesome between shows, and I suppose, man, Cams, good to be back, bro. Be good to be back in the studio, and you can obviously see that where we're recording from today, man.
Where are we? Wait, man, we haven't left Chicago. We're still in Chicago.
Are we still here?
We're still here in Chicago, so we haven't left yet. But
Do we know Mike?
Huh?
Who's Mike, bro? Do we know Mike? Okay, we know Mike, bro. Chicago. When you talk about Chicago, who do we think about, man? We got the infamous Mike, man. We know Mike, man. So, look, shout out to Mike, man, for popping in the studio today. The famous MJ. Thanks for popping down, bro, and checking out the Armchair Benchwarmers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Magic Mike. The poster on your ring.
Look, I didn't go to that show. Cameron and Brian went to that show. I wasn't there. I was tired. So, look, gents, so I hope you enjoyed that show. But we're talking about none other than the man himself, Mr. Michael Jordan. Ring.
The goat.
Yes. So, look, you can see that we're in a different studio. We're in a different studios today. And, just like to say to all our viewers, welcome to the studio of Chicago. So, what have you been up to, Cams? What have you been up to?
man, what am I up to? I've been just thinking about this is our third episode, man. Third episode, number 3. So I'm proud of what we've done so far, man. So
Tell me any other sports show that's gone live in 2 episodes and number 3 is filmed in Chicago. Man, just name one. Just name one, and I'll do 10 press-ups. Maybe 1 press-up.
The Armchair Benchwarmers.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
That's right.
All I got to say is
wanna
F
see
for
the-
facts.
I want to see the push-up.
Anyway, Cams. Anyway, Cams. Look, talk to me, brother. What have you been up to, bro? What have you been up to, man?
I've had a good week, eh? Good week. But man, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Eh? It was funny because
Talk to me, Cams. Talk to me.
Because I take public transport to work, eh, during the week, and I was on the bus, right? I was on the bus, and this African guy walks in the bus, and the bus driver actually calls him back
What?
because this African guy, he said something, right? I didn't hear what he said because only reason why I looked
Up
up.
the Kiwis?
No, he didn't say that.
Oh,
but
okay.
the only reason why I looked up was because the bus driver called him back, and the bus driver was pretty mad. I was thinking, hey, what? And the bus driver goes, "Excuse me, can you come over here?
Talk to me.
What did you say?"
What?
And the African guy goes, "Oh, I said, hello, ma'am. How are you? Hi, ma'am."
Hello, man.
But the bus driver said, "You know what? I'm a man.
Oh. Well, maybe, man.
Well,
Thinking, I was, you know,
maybe Nelson Mandela needs to get big serious.
I was thinking, why wouldn't you just let that go? You know, you have to cause a whole scene on the bus. The bus is packed full of people. You call this guy over. Obviously, he thought you were a woman. Why you want to embarrass yourself even more?
That's
You
a
know,
compliment, eh?
I don't know. But I thought it was just weird.
If somebody mistook you for a woman, that's saying you're pretty.
So after so you're saying you were on the bus or train?
I was on the bus.
Okay, so you're on the bus. Look, you're fully engaged. You're on page 9 of the Woman's Weekly, and you notice this gentleman sort of make this acknowledgement. Could it be possible that he said "man" and it was "ma'am"?
Nah, he said, "Ma'am."
Okay,
He said, "Ma'am."
was he potentially? He might have been a Brisbane Broncos supporter and said "Ezra, ma'am."
Probably.
Hey, let me remind you, 2025 NRL champions. So.
But yeah, it was weird. It was a weird situation. I felt sorry for the African guy because he, everyone was looking at him, and he was sitting down just feeling.
How do you know he was African? Not
Because he was black. He was black. He had the accent. He had the accent
from Papua New Guinea or New Where.
Nah, he was black African, and he had the accent, like an African accent. Yeah.
Like, why are you okay?
And so, like in that situation, Kim, did you jump up and say, "Look, T-Gan for life," or what?
I should have.
Man, so
no.
Brian, my man, look, sitting over there with, obviously you've been out skiing I'm not sure where the ski fields are here in Chicago, but with those glasses on, man, what have you been up to? What have you been up to?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been skiing the mean streets of Chicago. Man, it's pretty safe here. I don't know what all these ICE agents and what the Homeland Security's over here for, but I've been stopped like 5 times.
Wearing that attire?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably self-explanatory there, Brian.
It's the only thing I brought over to Chicago.
Yes. But I'm liking the shirt. I'm liking the jumper there, man. Is that a French rugby jumper?
It's a Louis Vuitton Samoa jersey.
Oh, look, and that's one of the topics that we'll be sort of touching on throughout the show. But we just like to welcome everyone that's tuned in today, checking into our episode number 3. And we probably have a name for some of our viewers that have dropped some comments. And thank you to all the people that have viewed and made comments across all our platforms. Remember, we are on YouTube, Instagram, and all main social platforms, so make sure to check us out. And also for the brother Cams here on the Wes Network and the face of that, so make sure that you check out that, and we'll have links below to be able to then click those links. But speaking about our viewers, we've got a name for some of our expert comments. What are we going to call the guys that check into our show and make those comments that we welcome with open arms?
Well, what we're going to do every week, every episode, we're going to do a segment called Comments Corner. And that's where we shout out to you guys, the armchair experts.
Whoa. Hold up, Brian. Did you hear that?
I heard that, yeah.
We have so we've got the Armchair Benchwarmers. Are we giving our viewers, our fans, a name?
We are. We're calling them the armchair experts.
Man,
because
VIP.
And it's a title you shouldn't be ashamed of.
Oh, exactly.
You know, so be proud. You guys are part of you're part of the Armchair Benchwarmers by being the armchair experts. And for us to do this segment, Comments Corner, you guys get a chance to be shouted out on our podcast. How about that?
Because you got to remember, we are the Armchair Benchwarmers. We talk 100% facts. We are all about facts, but we may not necessarily be 100% right.
Well, what's the criteria to be a armchair expert?
Number of comments.
Well, you just gotta comment.
$200.
You just gotta comment.
$200
Hey, if you could take your time to open your laptop, wait first, hear us, right? Hear us.
Yep.
Maybe you don't agree with what we say. Maybe you feel like we're correct in what we say. Maybe you don't. And you feel obliged to open your social media, open your phone, and drop a comment to say something. Positive or negative, it doesn't matter. At that point, you are an armchair expert.
And if you're ever questioning any of the facts that I talk about, then you're wrong, okay? If you talk about my facts, I've never lost. I've never lost the game, ever. Okay, I've never lost a debate, ever. So any of you questioning my facts, whether they're right, and they're always right, and you think they're wrong, hey, think twice. Hey, think twice. So, which probably means that we probably need to talk about some of the comments on episode 2. Brian, did we sort of have any armchair experts in our comment section?
Yeah, we had
Dan,
the man.
is
the man of the hour?
Dan the woman? Yes.
The man of the hour?
Yeah.
He said something about the wheelchair benchwarmers. I would just like to say, Dan, as a person who lives and
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
and sits in the wheelchair
Facts.
every day,
Yes.
thank you for your comment.
How did he know? How did he know?
It's sad. Dan the man.
How would they know?
You're sad, bro.
Don't ever know.
You're sad because we cover all topics, and part of those topics is that, Dan, look, Dan the man, you are not the man. Okay? So, thank you for dropping the comments. Is there anything else in the comment section there, Brian, the fact checker?
Oh, some guy's calling us a Jedi. Come on, I said, if Kaka was a force, these 3 would be Jedis.
I don't know how to respond to that. That's out of my pay grade.
It's a compliment.
It's out of my pay grade.
All he's basically, look, let me interpret this. Basically, what he's saying is, Tuitama, thank you for your comment and taking the time to make that. But look, thank you. We're knowledgeable. Jedis are knowledgeable. They're very skillful. And through Star Wars, you can always know that they are essentially they're the benchmark. So from that, Tuitama, look, we acknowledge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments in the comment section there, Mr. Brian, fact checker?
No, that's it.
All right. So we've had a lot of sports this week. ranging from NASCAR that we probably don't know too much
whoa,
about.
Whoa. You've been watching some motorsport.
Hey.
You've been watching some motorsport.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look, I can't even change the tire in the car. So look, it's one of those ones that we go look on. And Brian's taught me about this. I think it's on Tinder. We will swipe right. I think it is. Brian, is that right? So on to the next topic. Look, the thing that probably happened over the weekend, which a significant part or event that happened in Auckland was, look, Kiwis versus Tonga. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Man, you know when you said that and you compared to like, it's been a sporting weekend, right? But man, it's been dominated by this rugby championship, the Rugby League Rugby Championship. That's held between Australia and New Zealand.
Yep.
As hosts, and you know for the first division, you got
Whoa, hang on. Hold that up, man. Hold that up. New Zealand and Australia.
hosts.
Oh, yes.
Hosts.
Okay.
As hosts, right?
Okay.
So, you know, you got the three big teams, right?
Yeah.
Kiwis, Tonga, and Samoa.
Yes.
You've also
In
got
the Pacific Championship?
in the Pacific Championship. You also got the Ashes Test that's going on in England against England and Australia.
Oh, is there a test?
There's tests there.
Who's playing in that?
Exactly. And you also
Is that the
got
cricket test?
but you
Cricket test?
you also got the All Blacks tour in the Northern Hemisphere, right?
I thought I saw them when we were down. Remember we were down in downtown Chicago. I thought there was Rico Ioane.
That's why we came here. That's what the All Blacks
Oh no,
game.
he didn't make it.
Hey. Hold me back, Cams. He's talking about the great, as old episode 1 said, Recco, hold me back. Up the mighty blues.
So what I'm saying is, like, with all the sports happening in the week, like this rugby championship has been dominant spectacle, overtaking everything that's on TV at the moment.
But if it is so popular and has the interest of a lot of Kiwi and Australian viewers, the Kiwi smoked Tonga, man. What up with that?
Yeah, because it's those three teams. It's those three teams that are bringing in all the spectacle, right?
But in the performance in Eden Park, Kiwis turned up and Tonga didn't. Like, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the performance there? What happened? We look at the teams and we look at Kiwi and we look at them man for man, and teams are evenly balanced. But Kiwis just went through and demolished Tonga.
Yeah, the Kiwis are far too good, and I was disappointed because I thought that after last week's the week before that when Tonga lost to Samoa, Tonga played poor in that game, and I thought that at least the following week that they'll play even better.
Yeah.
But it's like they didn't learn anything from that Samoa game. They still played the same. So
Do you think it's a lack of combinations? Because typically that's probably where towards Samoa didn't really fire, but we'll talk about them later on. But combinations didn't sort of seem to have any cohesion through that. And then you look at the Kiwis and they seem to be quite fluid. Do you think it's an issue around? Because you look at the players, man for man, and they stack up quite evenly and competitively. But then when you come to the actual game performance, one team performed, one didn't. Like, I think in terms of being able to get the connection between the potential of the backs and being able to link them up with the potential of the forwards, it seemed to lack a bit of sort of continuity and cohesion there.
I think when you talk about experience, like if you look at the Kiwi team and the Samoa team, I think based on player for player, if you look down the squad list, the experience for each player are similar and balanced too. You got a mixture of young guys, mixture of older guys, but you got a mixture of those guys in the middle that are elite right now. Like Samoa is playing Haas, right? If you look at New Zealand, they've got in their forwards Fisher Harris. And,
Up the mighty hawk.
And
He's Pat Tongan, isn't he?
His missus, Tonga.
so good balance on both sides. If you look
Okay.
at both the Kiwis and Tongan team, good balance. If you look at the Kiwi and Samoa team, good balance. If you look at the Tongan team, there's a lot of young guys
Yes. Yep.
and old guys.
Talk to me, Cam.
And
Yes.
if you look at it,
Yes.
who are the middle guys?
Looking at them.
It's probably just Adam Whanua Black and
Yeah.
Katoa.
Yeah.
And then for your elite experienced guys, right? And then if you look at the spectrum, like you just got too many young guys and maybe one or two old guys. They're probably, past their prime. So especially the young guys like Leka Hanasima's there.
Beast.
He's a beast, but he's still young, So in the international level, you gotta You got to have that.
But he's
get
demonstrated
experience.
that at NRL level. Like, I suppose that's probably when do you sort of introduce them into international rugby? Because there are levels to sport, from club rugby to representative rugby to NRL and then international. There are levels to it, and I suppose that's probably the balance of the coaches in determining that. I suppose in terms of the performance, basically one team turned up and one team didn't. I can't really put my finger on it, but do you think John Hopewadi would have a solution?
Don't be ill. That's the solution. Don't be ill. And probably the only guy in that Tongan team that knows 100% about that is his son, Lehigh Hopewadi. You know, so.
Yeah, look, I think just reviewing everything, it was a pretty underperforming performance from Tonga. I think they know that, but look, they've got the players, they've got the momentum, they've got the commitment and the following. So I think we'll see them coming back pretty aggressively next year. Sorry, but like one thing that's absolutely impressive, man, was that crowd at Eden Park, the Tongan fans, man, turned up.
I think that one thing that impressed me the most about those fans was them staying 2 hours after the game finished. Like, staying behind, cheering for their team, still celebrating, acting like they won, but they lost by 26 points.
Where's that come from, though? Because it's not like the Tongan team are going out into the crowds like during the year to promote the game. They just come out of nowhere just to support the team.
Pretty simple.
You don't see that with the Kiwis. You don't see that in any other rugby league team other than the Samoan and Tongan team. You don't even see Aussie team. I don't know about England because no one watches that. But.
Brian, you are supposed to be a fact checker. Did you not see some of the signs in the crowd? Die for Tonga? Die for Tonga.
No, I'm saying that there was no big build up to build that crowd up. They came on the day.
I think it's purely just the respect for the team. I think you had Jason Tomalolo that started it, the pioneer of the transition from sort of mainstream players and then being remunerated from that. And a lot of people may not necessarily know that the sacrifice of a lot of those players is significantly financial. And for them to be able to then make those decisions and lose a lot of that financial aspect of playing international rugby league is significant. And I think supporters are supportive of that. They know, I mean, we know what it's like being Islanders, man, that it's not easy. And when you get a player that is being able to make a change that's significant, that represents a sport that we grew up in, that following is just respecting that. So, and you see the Tongan fans, like, their support is not just around supporting their team. Man, they're very respectful of the opposition, you know. So, man, to the Tonga fans, man, T-gang all day. T-gang all day.
I'm surprised they didn't beat the haka.
Well, again, probably a respectful thing. So, T-gang all day.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
If it was Samoa and they lost by 26 points, would the Samoans fans stay behind for 2 hours?
No, because we got church, bro. We got church. We got to go get ready for work in the morning.
I don't know if the Samoa fans would have the opportunity to stay around, bro, because we watched the Brisbane one and they were fighting in the crowds. So I don't think they would have the opportunity, bro. Security would have kicked them out, bro. So, but man, shout out to the Tonga fans, man, and man, massive support. I suppose one thing that probably did put a downer on the game, and it's highly publicised, and there's probably a lot of opinions that are circulating at the moment, is the situation with Ali Katoa. Firstly, our respects out to you, Ali, on your recovery. Yeah. It's definitely not a situation that we, through the Armchair Benchwarmers, like to see. We absolutely like the commitment for the game, but we wish you well in your recovery and getting back to 100%. You're an awesome performer, so to you and your family, we respect the journey and hope we see you back on the field as soon as possible. But I suppose the question that probably comes out of that, it's a very sickening situation when you're sort of hearing a player being carried out on a stretcher and with seizures or look, I suppose the question is, player welfare is always priority, but then does that get over? Do medical professionals get sort of overridden by the fact that players' preference to play takes priority? What's your thoughts? Oh yeah, no worries. Just grab the vapes. Nah, all good. Anyway, yeah, Cam.
We'll cut that out. Put your hand up if you want something cut out.
Yeah, so I suppose it leads on to the fact that around Ali Katoa and the situation that happened with him.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. There's nothing you can do about it now.
But does it come down to the responsibility? Because you've got HIAs, and we look at a game and we're like, oh, that's not an HIA. I suppose, where do we draw the line between where medical decisions or player welfare medically become priority? Because there's been situations there where we've seen NRL games, those NRL games were like, oh, no, that was an HIA. But in this situation, we want to see the elite players playing. We want to see them, particularly in the context of this game. But where do we draw the line between, hey, actually, it is a concussion, or there's an event, wherever that spectrum lies in terms of how they measure that? Like, where do we draw the line on the sand? And particularly in the context of Ali, like, who's accountable in that too?
The thing about this one is because it happened first during the warm-ups. And if I recall throughout, all my years watching NRL, like, I've never heard of anything
I thought you were going to say, from all your years of playing there, bro. I was going to say from all your years playing there.
Never playing. I'm just watching. I'm an armchair benchwarmer, man. I'm true. I'm true to the armchair. Hey, I'm on the armchair watching the game. But I'm just saying, like, like having that happen in the warm-up, like, I haven't heard of that, right? And so it's a situation where it doesn't start there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't start there. Like, no one expects that. No one expects to get knocked out in the warm-up.
Did you see
right?
the footage?
It's all over TV. Like, the footage is there. Like, Lehigh Hopewadi comes down and he sort of knocks Ellie in the face.
I saw the footage on the replay before the game, and I would have not played him after seeing basically contact from shoulder to the head.
That's hard to say. Islander players, bro. Even at club level, rugby or union, they get a knock. They always say, "Oh no, I'm all right.
Yeah,
I can play." But it's the same mentality, bro.
But it comes down to the protocols. Like, when does the
is there a protocol for the war?
Well, we know there's a protocol for HIA, right?
Yeah,
when the game starts, right?
Yeah,
but that's the question we want to ask. Like, does that protocol extend to the warm-ups?
Yeah.
It should. It absolutely should.
I mean,
unequivocally, it should.
Is that a rule? I don't know if that's a rule or not.
That's
but
where the independent doctor should come in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, surely
not the team medical team, not the team medical team, but an independent doctor.
But it's these, how you get the HIA during the game?
Yeah.
Like, when they're doing the warm-up, are these HIA people just setting up their equipment? We just, the game hasn't started yet. We're just setting up, ready for the HIAs to come. And this happens in warm-up. They're still setting up. Then they don't know.
Question for...
they're going to be looking at it now, for sure.
Question
yeah, exactly.
That I think all the viewers would probably want to understand is, Brian, with those glasses, if the medical team had those on, would they have been able to see and make a call straight away?
Absolutely. These glasses here, I can see everything. Everything that's happening. I can see if you got a concussion, and I can see if you got small balls, and I can see that you took small balls.
Why are you looking at Cameron? Look, I think at the end of the day, there's probably some lessons. I really hope that I've seen a lot of legal commentary sort of circulating. I really hope it doesn't sort of escalate into something more severe, particularly in terms of the implications for Tonga Rugby League. Look, there's some lessons there, some serious lessons that can be learned, and I hope that's it. But to Ali and your family in particular, man, just man,
Ali's okay.
blessing,
continued prayers for you, brother, and your recovery from that situation.
Well, we can agree it was a fail.
100%.
A fail all day.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, but I suppose from that, the Kiwis and their win, man, it's always up the mighty Kiwis. Here we go, right here. They're playing against Toa Samoa at Combank in Sydney.
Sold out.
And that's because of all the Kiwi fans that are over there, no doubt.
All 5 of them.
Up the mighty Kiwis. Look, gentlemen, Kiwis versus Toa. Who wins and why? And your thoughts?
Bro, it's going to be a man, hard game to. This is a hard game to pick, man. Both teams are on form, you know, and I say that because both teams on the second game improved a lot from their first game. You know, man, it's gonna be a mean game, man. I mean, you know, we talk about the Ashes test going on in the background, like no one wants to watch that. Everyone wants to watch this game right here, Toa Samoa versus Kiwis, man, because these are two form teams coming in at each other. You know, it's kind of funny because even though the grand final of this championship is in Sydney, it's in Combank Stadium, on the west side of Sydney, like a lot of Samoans there, man. A lot of Islanders are there, so expect a big Islander crowd there.
Tsunami of blues.
Exactly, and you know the Kiwis are quite lucky to be playing at home.
Whoa. The Kiwis are lucky?
The Kiwis are lucky because they won their games at home with hostile crowds. With hostile crowds, right? But
all right. Viewers.
Here's my take, though. See,
drop balls.
Nothing is more hostile than the Kiwis in Sydney, where there's a lot of Islanders, right? The Kiwis are in their home country playing, and the stadium was full of Islanders. So now the Kiwis are going overseas to Australia, playing there, where all the Islanders are. So,
Are you saying though that there's no Kiwis over there?
no, I'm just saying they've never had home advantage really at any of the games, but they've won. You know, they've won each of those games. So
They'll have home advantage this time.
without home advantage.
In Sydney.
No,
Samoa will.
when they're played in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
When you see the crowds out there, it was full of Samoan supporters, full of Tongan supporters, both games.
Because those Kiwi parades, man, they were crying. Oh, no, that's right. They were not.
What up with those Kiwi parades, man? We've had none this year. None this week for a team where where Toa Samoa haven't won this championship. The significance of winning this is going to be crazy.
Never beaten the Kiwis.
Never beating the Kiwis. Not going to beat the Kiwis. But let's talk about it sort of theoretically,
They could beat them.
hypothetically.
I hope they beat them. They could beat them.
Oh, look, you know where look, man. I'm a proud Islander, but man, you know where I stand, man. Is up the mighty Kiwis and Brian, the fact checker, and Cam's the man.
But don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Kiwis, man. I've supported Kiwis all my life.
Whoa!
But-
Sorry, man.
So-
you're giving me a mass question here, man. I'm getting confused. Which one are you, brother? Are you?
No, I'm still
are you-
Samoa, but I'm just saying, all my years of life, man, I've supported the Kiwis for the longest time. You know, it's only like the last few years, Toa Samoa has actually been a force to be reckoned with, and I've swapped over to represent.
Oh, man.
To represent.
I was
But-
just taught money, man.
You know Jedis?
Well, Samoa never was in anything back
Yeah.
in the days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about the 80s, the 90s. For me, 80s and 90s were all about the Kiwis, man.
Well, I mean, I love that, and I love you. Look, I understand 100% that you guys support Toa, and probably against any other team, I'd probably be the same. But, gentlemen, which parades were you at this week? Like, where were you guys waving your flags?
Oh, I saw you at the Chicago Pride Parade. I don't know who that gentleman you were holding hands with, but that was not your wife.
Like I said, look, the boys are here shouting out Toa Samoa, but man, fan engagement, it's a massive thing, and Australia seem to just turn it up. It doesn't matter the context of where it is. They just, man, if there's island teams involved, they just seem to get behind it. Why can't we do that here in New Zealand?
Because we have to win. I think it's all about winning.
Yeah.
It's all about winning.
Oh, look, I think it's definitely something that needs to be reviewed for organisations and people that are here that are flying the flag for Tonga, Samoa, Niue. There's one thing to talk about it, and then there's one thing to sort of be about it. And Australia, man, big ups to you guys. Whoever's organising that stuff over there and is able to get these, they really get that engagement. They really sort of get the buy-in. And the parades that I've been seeing in Sydney are just absolutely awesome. I would have loved to be a part of that. I was actually going to try and get over there, but man, the tickets were too bloody.
So here's a question for you guys. Why is that?
Simple, man. Australia have the engagement. They're about it. They don't talk about it. They're about it. Over in New Zealand, we talk about it and we don't do nothing. It's as simple
You
as
would
that.
expect that with the Super Rugby here in New Zealand because
Yeah,
that's our national
I agree.
sport. Over there in
I agree.
in Sydney, rugby league is pretty much the national sport.
I disagree. I think because I think it just comes down to a cultural element that I think it's the fact that the emotional, the spiritual, the religious, the family aspect on it is that the Australians seem to be a lot more committed to the cause. Here in New Zealand,
Australians?
I think it's because
Islanders.
because they got
Yeah,
more
yeah,
accessibility.
yeah.
I think because the fans in Australia, if you're a fan of rugby league in or out in Australia and you live in Australia, you have more access to fan stuff, to fan engagement.
but that comes down to
I think it's
And that comes down to what the NRL does, like how the NRL structures their competition, structures their clubs. Like if you look at the individual clubs, right? Like if you look at the Penrith Panthers, right? If you look at their club, it's a bloody casino, restaurants, bars. You go, the community goes there,
all the
watches
club
the
rooms.
games.
That's all the club rooms over there.
Exactly, but it's encouraged. But it's
Yeah.
like because it's about the team, right? It's not. It's these clubs aren't under one umbrella called the NRL. They're individual clubs that and the NRL just controls the competition. NRL doesn't control the clubs. NRL controls the competition. Difference between what's happening here in New Zealand with rugby union, it's all under NZR. So all the money has to come to the All Blacks, and then that money has to filter through the All Blacks and be distributed around the country to help the NPC, help the clubs.
if you adopt that model or that concept, and you say, okay, look, because the product is a lot more popular in Australia, why is there only 2 people turning up to the New Zealand international game?
Nah, because going back to what I was saying, because you are because it gives you independence to run your to run your club, and if you're independent to run your club, you will do anything. You will have creative ideas to do what it takes to bring.
So why don't we do that
to
here?
bring money in the club?
Why we don't do that?
Because we're all under NZR. We can't do anything unless NZR say something. That's why we're stuck under the NZR.
NZR, we need to come talk to you. Look, I think the Kiwis are going to win. I think their combinations have just increased since the competition started. They're a different beast to when they played Samoa at Go Media. So I'm going Kiwis. I'm going to go Kiwis 32-12. What's your predictions for the game, man? Why?
Wow. I think Tonga Samoa's for a start are losing. We've lost Jeremiah Nanai. He's injured, so I think it's Jaden Saw that comes in for him, and I think that's a big deal because even though we get a good defensive guy with Saw, man, but if you see Jeremiah Nanai's man, that last game when he scored those 2 tries, wow, that's some creative stuff.
Jaden Saw, Isaiah Papali'i says hello. Tapani says hello. Fisher Harris from the mighty Hokianga says hello.
Yeah, so I really think Kiwis might have a 1-up somehow, but yeah.
Well, okay. Pull up the bedtime stories, bro. That's over. Pull up the handbrake there, bro. You said the Kiwis have got 1-up?
The Kiwis might have a 1-up.
We'll
see. I think it's still even. It's a coin toss. Who wins? It's whoever wants it more. I just hope Tonga Samoa would win.
Brian, look, this is a little bit of a sort of deviation from your normal sport of netball. Look, New Zealand, Kiwis versus Toa. Who wins and why?
Obviously, Tor wins. Tor will have to defend hard out for the first half.
Defenders on the university?
Okay.
Carry on.
Defenders up there.
Win.
But then if they can hold out the
wrestlers?
Kiwis to the second half, I think our forward pack will fucking run them over. They got more energy. They got more endurance.
I mean, the significance, it's probably a good thing there. Like, the significance of Toa Samoa being able to win this, like, man, it's going to be massive.
Tor was unlucky to win that first game.
Gonna be massive.
They were unlucky.
Well, that's probably the way they said.
double
Unlucky
movement.
hills.
A double movement and 2 drop balls, man.
Look,
But if anything,
the drop balls were simply because whoever was catching it put the butter on their hands and they should put the butter on the toast. Look, no excuses, man. The score line,
What club does he?
the score line sort of dictated it all. So, but I think, like, my thoughts on it is the Kiwis have to re-establish themselves, and I think that's probably the underlying driving force why the Kiwis are going to win and why they're performing so strongly. They have to re-establish
How much is
themselves.
the crowd going to be part of it?
Be part of it. They won't be part of it.
Bro,
There you go.
The crowd won't be there.
That's it, man. Because we talk facts and nothing but
For
facts.
the
We have
Kiwis.
armchair
no,
benchwarmers.
that's what I mean.
The crowd for the Kiwis won't be there.
No, there's
Whoa! The crowd against Tonga wasn't there,
the
and we
crowd
still
was
won. And we still won. Come on, man. They're not.
Yeah, that's what my point was.
there. Everyone was worried about Ellie, man.
That was my point. That was my
Ellie got
point. The
taken
Kiwis
off.
have won these games without the crowd. You know, the crowd was against them. They had the home games, and it wasn't even a home game for them. So, but you
Come
know,
on, Toa.
Look,
it's another step up
Red
because
Bee
now we're
Yellow.
in a different country. We're in Australia, with a packed house full of Samoan supporters. The Kiwis have to do the same thing. You know, so it's
well, your predictions, boys. Like, there's a lot of talk. There's yet to have a little bit of a walk. But what's your predictions scoreline for the game? Cams?
I think 22-18
Kiwis?
to Samoa.
Oh.
To Samoa.
Okay. All right. Brian, the fact checker. What are you doing? Checking Chat GPT? What are you checking? What are you doing, bro?
Oh, checking my lotto.
Oh, man,
It's
the
tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
40 million. 40 million.
40
Hey, can you?
40 mil.
And how do you see in those? Are those the new Apple? Are those the Apple Google or Goggle glasses, bro?
These ones?
Yeah.
No, these are the new Mitsubishi ones.
If you don't see me on this podcast anymore, I won the 40 mil. I probably won the 40 mil.
Scoreline, Brian. Scoreline.
It's going to be close. I'm going to say Toa 22,
Yes.
Kiwis 20.
Good prediction.
close.
We hit it. You
Last
heard it.
game was close. This one's going to be even closer. I reckon could even go to extra time, bro.
Ooh, that's why we have Brian the fact checker, because he doesn't go by the norm. But look, you heard it here first. Anyone that and whilst we don't promote gambling, you heard it first. So if you want to win a lot of money, take the scorelines. You get some moolah. One thing that I sort of felt is that over the weekend we had the Ashes test, which is Australia against England. Probably not going to go too much into that because Australia have wrapped it up. But as a marketing model, the interest of that competition, playing in England at the moment, versus the Pacific Championship, which one do you think's better?
I think it's all about the numbers, eh? So how many Palangi's numbers compared to how many Pacific Islanders, right? I know the Pacific Championship has been awesome in terms of numbers of supporters. We've seen the Sea of Red of Tonga just fill up the stadium of Eden Park.
Yep.
We see Toa Samoa fill up the stadiums too. When you go over to, if you're committed enough to stay up to watch the Ashes test against England and the Kangaroos,
We'll have some bangers and mash.
it's a different vibe, eh? Like, would you? If you're a fan of Melbourne Storm, if you're a fan of Queensland, these are players that play for your team, right? These are Queensland players that play for your team. Would you really watch them play England? Or would you watch Pacific Islanders play each other in the Pacific Championship? So, I think it's comes down to a loyalty thing. The reason why, we're interested in the sport of rugby league because we want to see the best players playing against each other, right?
But don't Australia have that?
Yeah, but does England have that? I don't think so. Like England, how many NRL players does England have? Maybe 3. Dom Young, got Herbie Farnworth, and
Martin O'Fire.
is he still playing? Oh man, is he?
I saw him on the wing.
Has he got a?
He's got dreads now.
He's got a cane on the wing. But yeah, man, it's like as a spectacle, maybe it's good for the English over there to watch their guys try and beat Kangaroos. But for us down here, down under, like, nah, man, you guys play. We want to watch Samoa, Tonga, and the Kiwis, bro.
What about this, though? Like, if we look at a hypothetical scenario and then we reverse where they look at playing, so we bring Australia and England, are we still going to have the crowd numbers that we had regarding throughout the Pacific Championship? I think, Brian, and if you can please check this, is one of the, I think it was the Kiwis Tonga game that there was some, 40,000 for Eden Park?
Yeah.
What, in the last 10 years or something? The highest playing.
For a league team, yeah.
Wow.
For a league game. Oh, a league international.
And what about in England? What are the numbers in
Bro, they're sold out, bro. It doesn't even come close.
for average?
Ashes.
For Ashes are sold out?
Bro,
Wow.
it doesn't even come close. I don't know what you guys are talking about, bro.
Oh wow.
viewership.
I'm talking
TV
about the
viewership.
Pacific Islander viewership.
Oh, I don't know about that, but overall global viewership and bums on seats. But Ashes beats the Pacific champs.
Wow.
There's more people. That's why.
I just find it boring. Like I actually find
Did
it
you watch
boring.
any of the games?
Nah, I watch highlights.
Packed, bro.
It is boring. When you watch it, it is boring.
That second game was boring. First game was good.
Interesting. I mean, and that's why we're factual. And we're the Armchair Benchwarmers because we talk facts, 100% facts, but we may not be 100% right.
So I think next year Pacific Championship is New Zealand's turn to go over to England. So we'll have Australia, Tonga, and Samoa next year.
All I'm going to say is, love the mighty
Oh, and the
Kiwis.
All Blacks, there's no rugby championship for the next few years.
Oh. Just international games, is it?
Oh, they've got that.
Yeah, they're going on tour.
Well, speaking of that, like we actually had the All Blacks versus Ireland, and that's why we
Oh, bro.
are here in Chicago and doing our show in Chicago.
Do you want to go to sleep? Watch that game. It was boring.
I mean, look, I didn't even. Oh man, I think I watched bits of it or watch highlights. I can't remember, but look, All Blacks versus Ireland. Look, we talked about that I think on episode 2 about its significance and who was going to win, and All Blacks won. What was the spectacle like?
Actually, when I was watching the game, I wanted the All Blacks to lose. I wanted the All Blacks to lose because, man, I know I just don't like Razor. I don't like Razor as a coach, and I want him to fail.
I don't like those Northern Hemisphere teams. Man.
So I was actually on Ireland's side,
Is that
but
because the Crusaders damage on the Blues, bro? Is it
probably
that deep, brother?
yeah.
Is it that deep?
It's that deep. It's that deep. That's not a factor in my loyalty. But yeah, man, like I watched that game, and I actually before I watched that game, the All Blacks Ireland. I actually watched the Wallabies and England game, and that was a more exciting game, man. That was a more exciting game.
Yeah,
The
'cause
reason
they're both
why,
useless teams, man.
well, the reason why, because that was a much more flowing game, and it was probably the ref. I thought the ref killed the All Blacks game.
Interesting. Okay.
Especially in the first half. Like,
Yep.
a lot of stop starts. You know the first half, you know how long that took? 51 minutes.
For the All Blacks?
No, for the first half.
For the All Blacks.
Yeah, All Blacks, yeah. 51
So it's
minutes.
11 minutes past the normal 40-minute
Yeah.
time frame allocated for...
Yeah, and that was because of all the stoppages and the TMO stuff. The TMO actually took over the game, and it was all about... First was that red card that...
That wasn't a red.
It wasn't a red card,
Yep.
in my opinion. But that set the standard and what we're going to look forward to in the next Rugby World Cup. Like, if that's the standard for red cards, Samoa's got no chance, man.
It's an interesting...
She.
It's an interesting
If
aspect.
that was rugby league, that's not even a penalty, bro.
That's not even
That's
a
play
penalty.
on. That's play on.
Bro.
It's an interesting aspect,
That's
though,
soft
the
cop.
influence of refs on the game, eh? And I think we get a lot of scrutiny around, okay, what product is rugby now delivering? Because it's a very saturated market, but there seems to be less. There's a lot of commentary and there's a lot of feedback, and I'm sure the armchair experts will be able to then sort of add their 5 cents to this discussion. But refs say, like, where is it that refs become accountable in terms of being able to deliver a productive product, particularly for rugby, because it is stop start, and you're seeing rugby league basically take over the popularity of, and particularly from an engagement point of view.
Yeah. It's a tricky one because I think World Rugby is more concerned with being sued. They're more concerned with
They
the...
got deep pockets, bro. They got deep.
They have, but they want to make sure that the game is safe, and that means everything. So, from what happened, right? So it was initially a yellow card. It was a high tackle, not even a high tackle. It was a high. What happened was, Button Barrett hit his head on the Irish guy's shoulder because the Irish guy was standing too high. Right?
Bro, that was a red card all day long, bro.
Well, the technique, because it was all about the impact. Like, you know what? From that standpoint, yeah, his tackle technique was wrong.
Was there any mitigation?
But the impact was low, right? But they didn't care about that because even though the impact was low, it could have been a high impact.
Nah, there was a
on his
red
head-
card.
on his head.
Good call, ref. Good call.
So it was a yellow card initially, changed to a red card.
Yes.
Then he
Good
got
call.
sent off.
Barrett went
Good
over
call.
to him later on after the game and said he'll do whatever he could to help him with litigation and stuff.
Oh, see, Barrett. Who does he play for? Okay, hit me with some knowledge. Brian, hit me with some knowledge. Who does Bodine Barrett play for? The Mighty Blues. The Mighty Blues. Right, and that's where it lies. It's just how we do it. We are fair game. We are absolutely fair game. The reality is that the ref caught it as best he could. I support the ref's decision. Red card all day long. But
It wasn't the ref.
It was TMO.
TMO. Yep. But continuity of the game is starting to, or the lack of continuity is starting to really detract from the product of rugby, because there has to be some level of continuity in order to be able to then sort of continue on to getting bums on seats.
It's interesting because we call that low impact, and we call it that's not a red card, and then but we just talked about what happened to Daly, you know. So there's a contrast, right?
Exactly.
Big contrast
Exactly.
between the two codes.
And I suppose that's where the line has to be drawn between where do you go from? Because in one situation you're saying, oh, look, it's debatable. On another, you're saying, look, they should have reacted earlier. So to the match officials, look, do what you need to do. But I think in summary, basically the product of rugby is being highly influenced by referees' decisions. And look, right or wrong, there has to be some level of increased continuity to get increased engagement. Speaking of the All Blacks, we've also got the ABs versus Scotland. If you just want to show the viewers your kilt, please, Cam.
Scotland, man.
Let out the serpent.
Scotland beat USA last week, 85-0.
Scotland have never beaten the All Blacks.
Damn.
They ain't going to beat the All Blacks.
They've drawn
It's a
twice.
waste of time.
They've drawn twice.
All Blacks is a waste
Lost
of time
30.
and going and playing them. That's my opinion.
This is a banana peel thing slip for the All Blacks when they meet Scotland.
Is that a reference to what you've got under the kilt?
There's a good chance that Scotland will get their first dub.
Really?
Over the ABs.
Oh,
yeah.
come on, man.
I think ABs were lucky to beat Ireland. Ireland haven't played
They played
since March.
14 men for 70 minutes and they struggled, bro.
But
What was the final score?
Travel time.
But see, All Blacks
Rico.
All Blacks just finished the Rugby Championship.
No Akira.
They've had 2 weeks in between or 3 weeks in between. Ireland hasn't played since March. But then it's funny because if you look at the Wallabies England game, if you watch England, man, they look good, man. I think England look like to be on par with the All Blacks right now. Man.
Oh, Cams. I call
Bro.
you Cams the man. I call you Cams the man.
I'm gonna say it.
Don't say it, Cam.
I'm gonna say
Don't
it.
say it.
England's gonna
Don't
beat
say it.
All Blacks.
Oh,
England will beat the
Actually,
All Blacks.
Ireland haven't played since July. Not much.
July.
yeah. Well, that's their problem, not ours, man.
Oh, they beat Portugal.
Well, all of these teams haven't, eh?
106-7.
There you go.
All of
There
these teams haven't, eh? This is the start of their season.
Oh, look, I can't see. I mean, do we think that from the Ireland game that there's been progression for the All Blacks? Yes. I mean, a win's a win. Unfortunately, because of Rico not being there, I'm always going to be biased and say, nah, they'll beat Scotland. And what time is the game? 4:10, I think. 4:10 a.m. New Zealand time.
Yes.
So I'm not getting up to watch that. Are you going to get up?
Possibly 4 a.m. Because, man, there's a bunch of good games, man. So 4 p.m. you got All Blacks Scotland. After that, you got Wallabies Italy.
Oh.
At the same time, you got England and Fiji.
We've got a buffet of rugby on Sunday, man. Oh, no,
Before
is it
that-
Saturday or Sunday?
before that, you got
Or 2 a.m. you got Manu Samoa and Brazil. But after the Italy,
Hey, hold up. Okay. You've got. Look, I was getting a little bit bored with that All Black stuff, but just let's rewind that. Who have we got before that game?
so we got Manu Samoa and Brazil. 2 a.m.
Manu Samoa are playing against Brazil. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit lost here. Manu Samoa are playing against Brazil. Like we're in the peaking ladder of rugby. Brazil placed. Fact checker, hit me with some knowledge.
They are placed just above Niue at number 2057.
So, how? What? Samoa are a powerhouse. How the heck are they playing Brazil? And no offense to our Brazilian
How does
viewers.
it work anyway? Because I thought, how many teams go through? 23 or something, eh? Samoa's like 15.
Yeah, Samoa's
How
a
come the
powerhouse.
top 23 teams don't make it? How come they have to do a playoff?
I don't know.
What is this game for? What is the game for?
It's literally
practice?
the
Is
last
it-
spot on in the World Cup.
It's a repercharge tournament to get the last spot of the World Cup.
And
The name of the tournament is Rugby World Cup Final Qualification. That's the name of the tournament.
okay, hang on. So, rugby, the powerhouse that you would think would be automatically qualified for the Rugby World Cup, are having to play a tournament against, or play a game against Brazil. Are there any other teams?
There's a whole tournament. Namibia,
Yeah.
Belgium, and
Uruguay?
Uruguay.
This is
No, Uruguay.
is it the Manu
There's a-
Samoa like actual their top team,
Now it is. Now it's their stack team.
and they have to
They've done
win
the
this
call-up.
tournament
Yeah.
to be able to then qualify for the last spot of the Rugby World Cup.
Well, this is the second chance because they had the chance earlier, but they lost.
To Chile. They drew, and then they lost to Chile and,
Yeah.
and-
Huh?
in Chile.
Yeah. So that was during the time of the NPC. So they never had any NPC players.
They didn't. They only had their local players, and schoolboys.
Far out. That's pretty daunting. I mean, so who have we got in the team? Who who's playing there?
So you've got the captain that's been there ever since
Leo
McFarlane.
McFarlane.
You've got Moana Pasifika guys in there.
Wasn't he injured? McFarlane.
No, he's captain. He's playing.
No, but he was injured, eh?
Yeah, and you've got some Moana Pasifika players. You got from the Chiefs. Eh, he's there in the midfield. You got Malani Nanai. He's in the midfield as well. Jacob Umanga.
Fullback.
Is fullback.
He played in England. Played a game for England.
Yeah. Played England. He's Mike Umanga's son there.
Yes, Tana, the legendary Tana Umanga's brother.
Yeah.
Koing.
So would we, just based on those, some of the names that you've got and against the teams that you've just mentioned there, man, it's guaranteed, man. But
They are now, they're favourites.
Michael
To win now.
Alalator's there. I think he's on the bench.
But I suppose the question that comes from that is, how did Manu Samoa Rugby get to that level of competition, being a powerhouse to basically go against some right rugby
It's player
minnows?
available.
Oh.
Cut that out.
A vodka?
Player access and availability.
In the beginning.
Look, it's a very sad. Just because Manu Samoa have always been a powerhouse, for them to be able to play these teams, I think who was it? Namibia, Uruguay, and Brazil. Man, far out.
Namibia, Belgium, and Brazil.
I feel sorry for you, man, because Samoa are going to come out with some vengeance, and you're coming against some strong players. So you're saying that through the other competitions, in order for them to qualify, they didn't have the access to these players?
Look, I think Samoa's, especially Manu Samoa, has suffered since the late 90s with player availability, with funding, with money. Ever since then, and we all know about the John Campbell stuff that's going on, investigating where the money goes and all that kind of stuff. Like, see, we don't live in Samoa, so we don't know the ins and outs. But we're outside; we only hear what the media says.
Yeah.
Right. And we only see the results.
But we're
And
the Armchair Benchwarmers. We are.
So, it's like, it is what it is. Like, we can speculate why Manu Samoa hasn't been like one of the top rugby teams in the world every single World Cup. Like, we struggle to field a team. We struggle to get in every World Cup. Like, it's like we're hanging on a thread every
I'd
time.
like
Eh?
to ask with the Shista family where my donation to Manu Samoa, the last 2 World Cups have gone.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think that? I suppose the question. Oh, I wasn't aware of that, but I suppose the question that comes to mind is that we've got rugby league and we've got the rugby through Manu Samoa. We've got one where we've got significant player engagement and support and access to elite players, and then we've got Manu Samoa Rugby that doesn't have it. Like, we've probably seen some discrepancies, or is it player access, or is it clubs that are holding them back, or can Manu Samoa, is it time for Manu Samoa players to then put their hand up and go, look, I'm going to go and represent Samoa like the players did for Samoa?
I think there's two parts to there's two answers to that question. The first one is the fans, right? The fans, man, we like winners. You know, we love winners. And when you look at Toa Samoa, with the elite players they have and the games that they have won, I mean, they beat England in the last World Cup and made it to the final against the Kangaroos. And they got to the point where, yeah, we made the final, and we didn't care if we won or lost because we made it to the final.
Yep.
So that's the background of fan engagement as well. You know, when it comes to Manu Samoa, it's different because we're not winning. You know, we haven't won.
But that's because they haven't got access to the. If they had access to this team here and some of the names that you've called out against this, I suppose, mini qualifying tournament, which you can basically pretty be confident. I mean, you'd guarantee that it's in the bag. Why can't Manu Samoa have access to these players? What are the caveats in place around there?
Well, there's obstacles, right? There's obstacles with clubs contracts. Like if you're overseas, you play for a club overseas, you have a contract, and it falls under World Cup year, you're liable to lose that money on your contract because you have to go back to someone. They got no money. You got to pay for your own tickets to go fly back to the country and train. Like, are you willing to pay your own money to play for a country?
Yeah, that's something attractive for that Rugby 360.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they would allow you to go play internationals.
Ah, okay.
But at the same time, that's the beautiful thing about Samoans playing for your country. Because they do it for the love of their country. They do it not for money.
But there was the big call-up for those players to come and play in this tournament. Otherwise, Samoa was not going to make the World Cup. Not with the team that they had, that they played Chile with.
Exactly.
They definitely were going to make the World Cup.
Now, if you look at that perspective, the difference between NRL and what the Manu Samoa guys have to deal with, there's obstacles there. With the NRL guys, they've got contracts for the NRL team. The window for internationals is outside NRL, so they can play for the country, make no money, but they still think they've got their money made from their club, right?
Yep.
Even though they don't make money for playing for Samoa. Yeah, of course you can go play for Australia and make 30 grand off the bat, you know. But then later down the track in your career, when you feel like you want to represent the country, you can go swap to play for Samoa like Payne Haas has done,
Or second tier.
or Hammer has done. You know, it's different dynamic between the two codes.
I think it's definitely an extension of where rugby engagement is starting to deplete because of the fact that you've got these obstacles that the likes of Manu Samoa players have had to overcome against, you know, compared to the likes of, let's say, the All Blacks, Australia, England. They don't have the same logistical challenges or mechanical challenges that Manu have. And I think that, you know, the byproduct of that is, or the eventual product of that is, you're going to then have a lack of youngsters wanting to then aspire to be Manu Samoa players. So I think there has to be some revision on that model, and hopefully there can be some development around there, particularly with Moana Pasifika and their exposure through Super Rugby. There are a lot of players that are nominating to play for their respective Pacifica countries as opposed to, or Melanesian countries, as opposed to then being able to then sort of aspire to play for the All Blacks. So something that's also probably there that may assist in being able to then have some continuity for players to be able to then, one, aspire to play for Manu Samoa, but also continue the quality of Manu Samoa rugby is, Brian, you mentioned there's a Heartland 15 currently playing in Samoa.
Tuesday, and I think they're playing on Saturday.
Are the Heartland 15, where are they, from America?
No, they're from the Heartland of New Zealand, my brother.
Oh, okay. And they're playing against the...
It's basically an NPC team.
Okay.
It's I don't know if they're professionals or what, but I watched the game on Tuesday.
Any notable players in the Heartland 15 or in the... Is it Manu Moa?
Man, it was like I was watching a Masters game. There was no one at the game. There was more people on the field than there was in the stands.
So, do you think it's sort of worth something?
I think it's just a charity.
Oh,
thing
yeah, okay.
From the New Zealand Rugby Union, you know, saying they're we've sent our Heartland team over.
Yeah.
Did our due diligence with supporting Samoa.
Yeah.
But bro, it's a circus. Bro. They played the old. I think it's the old Kangawa. But yeah,
What's the score?
I think it was 14-32.
To
Or something like that.
Heartland?
Yeah, to Heartland.
Kan Futolui is playing in that, isn't he? I think I sort of saw some headlines around Crusaders, old Manu Samoa, halfback, playing for that. And I heard he was playing at the age of 43. Brian, can you fact check that, please?
Who's that?
Kan Futolui, the halfback.
Oh, for Manu.
For, no, Heartland 15.
Yeah, that's false.
Oh.
He's one of the few Manu Samoa players who could have easily played for All Blacks, but chose.
Damn.
Like, is that inspirational? Do you think?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive when
How big is that?
because I mean, if he grew up in New Zealand, through the system, through the schooling system, and came through that, every boy, if they've got the journey through rugby, is to play for the All Blacks. Like that's the pinnacle. And I'd assume he'd be no different. Khan, if you're watching this, you know, sort of drop us a comment if we're pepelo with what we're talking about. Tell us about that. But every boy aspires to be able to then wear that black jersey. And he also represented the Super Rugby team, I think the Crusaders for that. Yep. Super Rugby, I see that today there was an announcement regarding the Super Rugby teams. We're passionate Blues supporters, up the mighty Blues. 2026 Super Rugby champions. You heard it here first at the Armchair Benchwarmers. Did you get a chance to check out the Blues squad and what did you think?
Man, my first thoughts when I looked at the whole Blue squad, rebuilding team. But when I say that, it might be a good thing because Vernon Collar, when you think about what he does and his sort of philosophy, he's like a no holds barred kind of guy. He's like Stern Vern. His coaching style is like all about the forwards, all about, you know, just the bump and grind, eh? And I think that's what.
Was that R. Kelly?
That's R. Kelly. But I think.
Are we talking about rugby or prison?
But I think his forward oriented, like, coaching style is what the Blues need to keep their identity. And that's what they had. That's why they won that time 3 years ago, eh?
Any sort of significant signings, any star players that they've been able to retain? I see Sam Derry's still in there. Offers going to be back from his neck injury. A couple of Chiefs signings and Bradley Slater and I think it's Rampling.
Yeah.
Malachi Rampling.
Spinning our players, bro.
Any sort of
Guys got Peter Aki.
Peter Aki
Pinaki's back.
Yeah.
from a very successful sort of
Tony
time
Barrett's
over
back.
in Europe. Toulouse, I think it was.
Yeah, Bundy Maris there. So
Sabbatical. He's got a sabbatical, which I think will, you know, for Reeks, I think it'll be quite good for him to sort of just get out of the limelight. Because, man, the man would have had a sore back from carrying bloody the Blues and also bloody Super Rugby, just the product of Super Rugby for the last 10 years, man. The man is the man.
I saw Peyton Spencer's named again. He didn't feature much last year, eh? But this is like second year now.
I saw them at NPC level with Rico Simpson, Peyton Spencer, and look, there were glimpses of potential, but Super Rugby is a different beast. I'm not sure how they'll go there. And look, they definitely have the backgrounds of superstar, I suppose, lineage. But I'm really impressed. Well, I'm really looking forward to the signing of Malachi Rampling from the Chiefs. And Brian, I know that. You know, you're a very staunch Chiefs supporter. Did you get a chance to have a look at the announcements for the Chiefs, and what's your impression of the team for 2026?
It looks like a whole new team, eh? It looks like it's a new coach too, isn't it?
Oh, who? Oh, yeah, Gibbs.
So it's a whole new start, bro. But 2026 will be the Chiefs year.
You heard it first. You heard it here first, viewers, armchair experts.
We got Tyrone Thompson come back from the NRL too.
Oh, yes, he was at the Newcastle Knights.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, I had a quick squiz across some of the other teams, and there seemed to sort of be kind of some standard signings. But Moana Pasifika, man, they've got some solid signings.
No, Mape is there.
Lau Mape, Augustine Pulu.
Oh, that's right. We took the winger, eh? Chiefs.
Oh, yes, Kyler Lau or something. But but also man, Moana Pasifika look pretty strong out there, man. So gonna have to give the likes of the Moana Pasifika a massive shout out for the Armchair Benchwarmers. Here we go.
My second team, Moana.
It's interesting because Laumape is back. You expect them to be in the midfield. They're starting number 12.
I think he's going as flanker from what I heard. Oh, that's when I had lunch with Tana.
Oh, and Pulu's back.
Yes,
Halfback.
Augustine Pulu. Yeah.
Halfback.
They're really buying into that sort of, the product of Moana Pacific, and it's awesome to see these names that have essentially been absent over the last couple of years to then come back. Yes, they're a bit older, but no substitute for experience.
Oh, that's right. They took our one of our locks too, eh? Chiefs locks.
Hurricanes didn't want Laumape. So is that something?
Is that right?
Is that something there?
Is that inside knowledge?
Is that something there?
I don't think.
Hurricanes said, oh, you know what? Nah, go to Moana. We don't want you back.
But didn't they also do that with Sevilla? And look at the transition that Sevilla did. Like, look at the shoulder. And it's a shame, actually, like, that Sevilla's not going to be there, and his impact on Super Rugby, particularly, or specifically the Moana Pacifica, and what they did there was just absolutely amazing. I went to a couple of games and watched them, and just the crowd engagement was really, really awesome. But, I think it's going to be a Blues Moana Pacifica final. What's your thoughts?
Oh, you're halfway.
Mate.
It'll be Moana and the Chiefs final.
Looking forward to the Super Rugby season for 2026, and no doubt the attrition rate will be there. And you'll probably see some footage. And look, don't be surprised that we're going to be filming live from on the field when the players are playing. I read in the news today that Mr. DCE has signed for the Roosters. It's been speculation, basically, for the last, 9-10 months, and it was made official today. So, Cams, what's your thoughts on that, on making it official? Does it really change things, or just sort of business as usual?
You know what? I think it came down to what he's going to get in the next year. I think Manly Seagulls offered him less money, so he was going to go and look for that the payday. So that was the whole reason why he left. But I think it's funny because his season, wasn't really flash this season, and he actually got dropped from
It was crap.
the Queensland side.
Yeah, man.
So
And Queensland won. Queensland up the mighty Maroons.
and I think his value went down this year, and it doesn't make sense now because what you saw with the Roosters house with Hugo Savala and Sam Walker when they came back.
Yeah.
They kind of turned things around a little bit, and they were
Energy, man.
they were pretty good.
Youth.
They were pretty good, and they were
Purpose.
good. They were good compared to if you compared what they did to what Manly did this season.
Yeah.
What DCE, and I think it was all about the distraction of DCE moving away, leaving the club. He's been there all his career. I think that was a distraction too.
Is that a good thing for Manly? The fact, because you're a proud Manly supporter. Looking at that hat there,
Yes.
You'd probably have quite sort of intimate knowledge just historically through the club. They lost Josh Alawai to medical retirement. Is it a good move for Manly?
I think so, considering who we get next year. Fogarty. So we get Fogarty from
Yes, yeah,
Canberra Raiders.
Yeah.
So, talking about rebuilding our house, that's a good start there. But I think when it comes to Manly losing a guy like DCE, he's been there ever since he started playing rugby league. I think it's sad he doesn't finish his career in the club he started with. He's in his twilight years now.
Just retire.
He could just retire, but
Because he's crap.
his mind's still in it, his body's still in it. He's got one more year left, maybe. He's got to get as much money as he can.
What is he realistically,
I respect
what
that.
is he
I
going to
respect that,
realistically get? The Roosters, realistically, what is he going to add there? A
Well,
passing game, a short kicking game?
obviously experience, but just the fact that Hugo Savala and Sam Walker have been awesome.
Yeah, they
awesome
have.
last year. Compared
Sam Walker
to
was a beast.
Could
compared
it be
to
that DCE will be playing New South Wales Cup for 2026?
but I think what the Roosters gain with DCE is just the experience.
And why are the Roosters playing him as prop?
I think.
That's what I'm reading, bro. So yeah, look, oh man, it's a massive signing. NRL teams, I think 1st of November was the deadline where players that are off contract could look at negotiating with other teams. Brian, I see that the Warriors have lost a couple of players, John Ali and
Gone to Penrith,
and Going, who was kind of their captain in, was it the second grade? I'm not sure what that is, but Kalani Going, sorry. Any other significant losses for the Warriors?
No.
Oh man,
Big loss.
iconic. The man is
Is he going to another team or is he retired?
He's going Tigers, I think.
Tigers.
Tigers.
Tigers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. Help out Benji.
Oh man, I think the Tigers are definitely a team to watch. I see some of the footage that New Zealand Warriors, I don't know if it's their early grades, but have already started up preseason. I'm seeing some of their footage there and seeing the Christchurch Crusader who's been signed across to them. But I suppose that's probably where who's their coach? Who's the Warriors coach? No, not McFadden. Who's their coach? Who's the Warriors coach, Brian? Talk to me, Brian. Are you still up, Brian?
So Andrew, what's his name?
Andrew Fafita.
Yeah. Congratulations, Andrew Fafita, being head coach of the New Zealand Warriors. But awesome, to see essentially that professional approach to the New Zealand Warriors with their preseason.
Andrew Eddinghausen.
Hey, we are the Armchair Benchwarmers, where we talk facts, 100% facts, but we may not necessarily be 100% correct.
Andrew Webster.
Andrew Webster.
I knew it was Andrew.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you're the fan.
Look, 2026 with league and particularly back-to-back championships for the mighty Brisbane Broncos. It's definitely going to be a season to look forward to. Just a massive.
Why? Because Cameron Smith's coming. Is it?
Oh yes, Mr. Cameron Smith's coming across to the Brisbane Broncos because he knows where the gold's at. He knows where the gold's at. So look, also happening in December 5 to 7, 2025 is the Pacific Tag Tournament through Mount Wellington. My daughter and her team are playing in the under-16s. We're representing the beautiful country of Niue. If you're not up to anything over that weekend, then please pop down to the Mount Wellington Park. I don't know any of the details at the moment in terms of the park, but we'll definitely make sure we get that through before over the next couple of episodes. So get down there, support local. We've got teams from all of the Pacific that are going through the Pacific Cup, so just make sure you get down there and support friends, family, and people that are getting involved in that. So, Cam, what are you drinking today? I've got
homebrew. We'll just make it out the back there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got last week's ginger ale that's been sitting in the sun. To anyone that's watching our show that might have some samples that you'd like to have us drink or display, look, feel free to get in touch and send us a pallet or some samples that we can then display.
I'm drinking
on our
my
shows.
urine, so if you want to send your urine through, feel free.
Auckland Hospital, look, if you want to get in touch with Brian and send your samples through, he'll be able to tell you. He'll be able to tell you whether it's urine or LMP. Look, a lot happening on from a sports perspective, Cams and fact checker Brian. Superstars for the week. Superstars. Who are your superstars for the week? Talk to me.
My superstar for the week, I have to go to
What did he do?
just being a beast every time. But also because now he's captain now. Because
Oh yes, Scott Barrett got injured, didn't he?
Scott Barrett got injured,
Yeah.
he's out. So now Ali's taking the reins. I want to see Ali just do what he did to Scotland, what he did to England.
He's
Did to Ireland. Yeah.
He's massive. And like always, when we do our super Nars and we've always got to have our superstars, we've always got to have a super Nars. Who's your super Nars for the week, Cams?
My super nice has to go to the medical team at the Tongan Rugby League Club. We've all heard it. Everyone's heard it.
Yep, I heard it.
Yeah, something has to be done about that. So
Yeah, there's some accountability there, and look, I suppose in the context of the game, there's a few things that are lingering around that situation. But I just hope, first and foremost, look, Ali, you get well. But yeah, definitely an example that player welfare is priority. Superstars and super Nars. Talk to me. Who's your superstar?
To the Tongan
Thank you.
fans, man.
Sorry. Okay.
how they turned up for their team. They stayed the whole game, even though the team was losing.
Yep.
And they stayed hours after, and then they went to Otahu and did the parades, had a few hokkers, and then
And your Super Nars. Who's your Super Nars for the week?
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be like Cam said, man, the medical team behind Katoa's decision to just stay on the bench and not go hospital earlier.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right.
It's a very sad situation to be able to see a player with his potential, and that is still very, very in his early stages of his career. So, I think we can all resonate that there is definitely a collective super Nars for that. And I think for me, like superstars is essentially that the Tongan crowd and also the Kiwi crowd that turn up to Eden Park for the Kiwis versus Tonga 13 game. Just massive to be able to then see bums on seats, a collective, everyone be able to enjoy the atmosphere from both sides, and especially being able to see Tongan fans stay after the game. So that's a massive superstars from me. And yes, Super Nars, as I mentioned before, is based on Ellie. So we wish you well, Ellie. Again, our thoughts go to you and your family. So with that being said, look, we've covered a few things throughout our episode. And again, our viewers, we thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to make sure that you do leave a comment. That comment does help us continue to bring our content through this platform. Please ask us any questions that you might have. And look, if Brian or Cam have said something and it's not factually right, then look, fact check them. Don't come at me because I know I'm 100% correct. I've never lost in my life. But I suppose weekend up-tos. It's now Friday in New Zealand. Sort of, Cams, what do you got in store for the weekend?
So Saturday, probably just going to relax. Just going to relax and wait for Sunday because Sunday's going to be a big day of sport. And it's all going to start at 2 a.m. with Moana, Samoa in Brazil. So, and then it'll just carry on. It's just going to carry on till the 9 o'clock game, France versus South Africa. Should be a big one too. So, and then the main event, Sunday afternoon, to Samoa and Kiwis. So, man, just a brilliant and awesome day of sport on Sunday.
Awesome. Brian, look, what's your weekend up-tos?
Well, I lost my my cup at the traffic lights today, so I'll be box shaking. I have my box, and I'll be shaking it for donations for the Toa Samoa.
You're not going to shake your mully?
Oh, there's extra.
Oh.
But then Sunday I'm going to start a parade at where I stay at over in Devonport. So we're going to start at the wharf. Me and the other Samoan that lives over there, and we're going to make our way over to Takapuna. And then we're going to do what they call what the Māoris call the hikoi. We're going to do hikoi over
to the Marita Road.
Over the bridge to Go Media Stadium. So if you're up to nothing on Sunday morning, join me and those over at Devonport Wharf. We'll start there at 9 a.m.
Oh, man. Thank you, Jess, for sharing that. Look, my weekend up-tos is just watching Kiwis play Toa Samoa. All the best to both teams. I've got blood in both camps, but it's up to mighty Kiwis. So I suppose from us, our any last words before we shut up shop for episode 3, Cams?
All I got to say is,
Brian, any last words?
Yeah, fuck the Kiwis, man. Up the top, fuck the Kiwis.
Thanks for tuning in. We are the Armchair Benchwarmers, where we talk facts, nothing but facts, but our facts aren't 100% correct. Make sure you comment below. Check us out on all social platforms. Until next time, we are out. Up the Kiwis.
oh, can someone call me an Uber?
Good boys.